money loves me.
Wow.
Money wants to be around me. Okay. Money likes my presence. You know, money loves to be with me.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I came across this tweet. Working your whole life just to enjoy a few years when you're close to death is one of the biggest scams. Or is it? That's one of the things we'll be talking about today. I'm your host, Kos, and I'm here with the amazing Busola. Hi, Busola. How you doing today? You look amazing. By the Mona is talking. Mona is speaking. Can we meet you? Can you talk to us? Okay. Let's meet you.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Busola, and I manage money professionally, at least for a living. That's what puts food on my table. But yeah, I manage money for like normal people, companies, rich people. But yeah,
good.
That's what I do.
Am I normal?
Eh?
Am I normal?
Darling, you are a high net worth individual. You're not normal.
Anyways, so you manage money.
Mm-hmm.
So by extension, right, you have I would like to assume that you have a very good relationship with money. So I want you to talk to us on how what your relationship with money is like.
I would say, in the words of someone famous, money loves me.
Wow.
Money wants to be around me. Okay. Money likes my presence. Money loves to be with me. But yeah, I think my relationship with money is a bit of like love and hate. Mm-hmm. Because I love to make like a lot of it, and then I hate when I spend.
Wow.
So I would say
they all do. Yeah. I like that part where you said I make like a lot of it and I spend. Can you just give us an expose into how much you make on an annual basis? You're talking to us about money. People need to know that these things are realistic and reachable, right? So we need to know how much you make. Maybe you're speaking from one Olympian height and we were just down here. We need to know. Right? How much do you make on an annual basis?
So I make around...
Okay, don't worry, no need. It's fine. Let them come and ask you later, in the DMs.
I would probably not answer.
Okay, let's move on, right? Okay. Would you say that you have fun? For the amount of money that you make, would you say that you have like a reasonable amount of fun to keep like body and soul together? So for context, there's always the conception about, because of the amount of money people make on an annual basis and the economy, it's very hard for you to make money. You probably need to be working more than one job for you to be able to afford the kind of fun that you would want. Yeah. And you that kind of person. And would you say that it's a misconception? Or what I'm trying to say is, how do you have fun?
Okay.
I would not say on a budget, but for lack of a better word, I'd say on a budget, because budget is relative. How do you have fun generally? How do you plan fun into the other things that you do?
Okay, I think that makes sense. To be honest, there's this popular saying that you should cut your coat according to your size. And I feel like that's something that we need to do more like in Lagos, because like there's like super ultra expensive stuff that like when you enter, your restaurant, you're already smelling the billing. But like there are places that are like pretty affordable. So I think first thing is understanding what sort of like cash you have at your disposal and then, plan accordingly. So for me, I actually like to, assign like a percentage to what I use to like have fun or like go out to like a nice place. Just the same way, like for me, like every month, a portion of my salary goes like to savings, investments. It's the same way that I portion a bit of it to like just like have fun. And for me, I look for places that aren't like necessarily like super expensive.
Right.
Because in Lagos, they're like so nice spots, like
very nice, very tempting. Yeah,
I know. Like there are beaches to go to that like entry fee is just like 5K or 7K, and if you don't have money for cocktail, buy water, buy Sprite, I'll be happy, right? Like there are restaurants to go to. It mustn't have to be like high brand. Like there are restaurants to go to that you can spend like 10 to 15K, and that's something that I do like quite frequently. It's only when I'm feeling very great about a milestone, that I mean. Sometimes you need to go for the expensive thing just to like indulge yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think another thing I love to do is like I like going to like watch movies, and like there are a lot of places you can buy tickets. Like a blockbuster movie, but 5K. After everybody, if you are listening to this, you should 5K in your pocket,
right?
But yeah, I think that's what I do. I segregate how I spend.
Okay, so if I get you clearly, I'm hearing a bit of management here. You manage money, right?
Yeah.
You manage investment.
I mean, what are the odds? I have to manage my own.
Exactly. So you plan towards your savings, you plan towards your investment, but you take the extra step to plan towards your fun activities.
Yes.
You don't go having fun on a whim. It's not that let's go outside, and then you're taking out of your you're taking out of your reserves to have fun. You don't do that, right? You have a way that you plan towards having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because if anybody comes and says, "Oh, let's attend this wedding, let's buy a shoebi or let's do this," it's easy for you because of the plan that you have.
Yeah.
Easy for you to look at that and say, "Okay, what I have is not going to carry me for this, and if I do this, I would exhaust my fun budget, and I don't want to do that."
Hashtag say no to peer pressure. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. You said something. You mentioned something about things that you do for fun. You said you watch movies.
Yeah.
You go to. How often do you do these things?
Well, to be honest, I think I go to the cinema quite rarely. Maybe like twice a month. Okay, not that like frequently, but like let's say recently I've been going like twice a month. So that's something that I've been doing.
Okay.
And then another thing I've been doing is I think Lagos is very big on experiences.
Right. I agree with you.
Restaurants.
Yes.
But like experiences are so hard. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I actually take the extra time to like look for stuff, like particularly like with my friends. And recently I went candle making, like scented candle making.
Wow.
Yeah, some really great place. Wow. And like VI, like they are not popular.
Yeah.
And it was pretty nice. And then I've tried pottery as well. I've tried sip and paint. I think sip and paint is a bit overflogged, but
yeah, but I mean, it works.
It's nice. Yeah. So I've tried that as well. And then I've also tried going for like local eats as well, or, eating native food. It's not all the time Alfredo pasta,
right?
Or, spaghetti. I don't know how to pronounce it. So
Bolognese.
But I think, those are the kind of things that I like to do.
Right. I think you make a valid point, to be honest, because if you think about it, when people say, let's go out, the first thing that comes to mind is we're going to a restaurant, we're going to see a movie, or maybe we're going to the club. Yeah. It's never about some other intimate experiences that can really get you to reach for your inner self and have the most fun. That makes a whole lot of sense. So what you're saying is you're not going to have fun like every week, but you try to have like a consistent timeline that you follow to have fun. So maybe twice a month for movies, or maybe like 3 times a month for new restaurants that you like to try. But apart from that, maybe on some days when you know that maybe my budget will not do like a new restaurant, and you can decide to go candle making, or you try to do sip and paint. That makes sense. I hope we're learning something. So
I think if I add, so I think another thing that I've done recently is going to art galleries.
Okay.
So I've been this year. I've been to Naked Art Gallery. Okay. I've been to there's a gallery at Art Hotel in Oniru, and I've been there as well. Like, and I mean, you don't need to spend to enter these places. So even if I just go there, look at art and
buy a drink if you like,
finesse, even though I have no jack about art, but I mean, it makes me feel good. So it's something that I've also experienced. That I mean, it's like zero cost.
All right, that makes sense. So I came across a tweet, right? And it says, working your whole life just to enjoy a few years when you're close to death is one of the biggest scams. First of all, what do you think about that?
I mean, if I had a time machine, bro, I would go back to being 2 years old. Adulthood, guy, do not recommend. Like, it's actually crazy. It's a lot of like work. And then, even the money you make, like, I mean, how many vacations day can you have in a year?
Right.
Get to enjoy. So I totally like respect and agree with that.
So I think the way I see this here is if I go back to, the life that my parents lived, I never really saw my parents do, let's go out so much, or let's take a trip. Because there's this one responsibility or the other, black tax on my mother's end, black tax on my father's end, the children, So, and then I lost my dad, I think when he was about 62 or 63, and I cannot remember for the life of me one day that this man said, you know what, I'm just going to go and flex and, and recharge. Exactly. They don't do that. But it feels like there's a new wave of thinking that's happening now. People want to be able to be intentional about how they take care of themselves, be intentional about how they have fun, what they do with their children. Like it's a new way. They want to go about bringing up their children like in a different way, right? I think what I'm leading up to here is it possible? Is it realistic? Because the truth is, as much we cannot sugarcoat it. It's always good to earn enough, earn more money such that you're able to afford all your needs.
Yeah.
But would you say, in your experience of managing money and managing people's money, right, so far, would you say that it is realistic? Like if I earn, say, 250K, if I earn 400K, if I earn 800K, right, can I have some level of fun?
Okay.
So similar to how you do plan saving, how you save and invest. Of course, we would tell you that if you start saving when you have 100K, it'll be easier for you to save when you have like 1 year. Does planning for fun work the same way?
I think it does, to be honest. And this goes back to what I said earlier about like cutting your, clothes according to like your size. I feel like life is what you make of it, to be very honest.
Right.
And social media doesn't help because, you see people on trips, my legs went like this, and then I woke up at the airport.
And the pictures are usually very amazing.
Do you understand? People like, I think that's like a lot of pressure like we put on ourselves. But I think it's possible if you are someone that you earn like 250K, fun can be different to you. Like I said, a lot of like free places that you can go to and even like just have like picnics. And one thing I'm really big on, and my friends as well, we like to like gather in spaces and someone buys like fruits or someone buys food, someone brings games and like, someone brings drinks and we just have like a really good time. Like those times are memorable and like that's we all didn't break the bank to do that. I feel like there are a lot of like beaches you can go to. You don't have to pay for like a tent or stuff like that. Like there was a particular time that I went to a beach, me and my friend, and we carried so in my house, like I have nieces, right? And there's like baby mats and we all like packed the baby mats and we went there. Like someone else, his mom used to like sell recharge cards when he was much younger. So like she used to have like that big umbrella and then he packed that along. And we all hit the beach and we had a great time. So I feel like irrespective of like what you earn, you can actually create that fun lifestyle for yourself.
Yeah. That makes a whole lot of sense. And it kind of reminded me of mutual funds, right? When we talk about mutual funds, we say, it's a pool of funds. It's like eating pizza. This person brings. And then we connect. Exactly. If you don't have enough, it's like looking for other people that also want to have fun on this or in the same headspace as you. Yeah. Are you going to bring this? Are you going to bring, I can afford this, I can afford that. And then we meet up and then we create memories. That's the idea behind having fun. Right. So you don't have to now go and spend a third of your salary trying to have fun or trying to impress anyone. Because at the end of the day, even if I bring something that you don't like, somebody will bring something that you like. And then, we're able to exchange. Exactly. There's that trade by barter thing going on without having to spend so much. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I think what I want to ask is, the next question I want to ask is, what are some activities that you think people can do? I think we can go from the ones that don't cost a lot of money to the ones that go all the way up there, right? For couples, sometimes, like for me, I always find it very difficult to dress up and say, let's go out. Very, very, very big problem. If you leave me in the house, I'll stay in the house. I won't go anywhere. I just need power, I need internet, and I need food, and I'm good. And I've seen, and sometimes I feel like maybe I'm just boring, but I've actually seen couples sit down in their house, they do like this watch party, decorate their house, buy popcorn, buy snacks, and they have fun. So what I'm trying to ask is, what other activities do you think people can do? It might not be activities you've done. It might be activities that you have seen your friends do. Okay. And you feel like, this actually makes sense. This is cool. I would do this. But maybe I've not thought about it. But I've seen you do it, but I would do it, right? If you were to talk to people about other things that they can do to have fun, so that if I'm earning 100K, I know that, I can do this. If I'm earning 10 million naira a month, I can definitely do this. So, yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting question. So I think I would still speak from my experience. And I came across a page on Instagram. I think it's called like the Lagos Weekender.
Yeah, I know that page.
And like they post like a lot of like upcoming shows.
Right.
Like restaurants that have like bottomless mimosas, restaurants that have cocktails after 7, places that have like live band, stuff like that, karaoke. And these are things that like when I did them, like I actually didn't spend a lot. Like recently I went to a karaoke place in Lekki, and I mean, I just bought a drink, and I think it was less than maybe like 8,000 naira. I mean, I didn't buy food because I wasn't even hungry.
Yeah.
And then it was so much fun. Like people got to sing. I think I saw some celebrities around, and people were just vibing, having a great time, singing karaoke. And I mean, I didn't die financially, right? So I think that's one of the things that I've done that, you know, it's an activity that I didn't even know existed before. And then I got to enjoy it. I think the other thing is like, there are so many places with like great live band. So if you are feeling like you want to go for a Yoruba wedding, but nobody invited you for your wedding, like
I mean,
there are places like that you can go and like reconnect with your culture, right? And just have like that fun. I think another thing is we don't. I think maybe I don't know. There's like this pressure in Lagos where everybody's like, oh, we outside. Well, sometimes stay in your house. Like you don't actually have to be outside all the time. I feel like the watch party that you said was like a great, you know, thing that you could do. Like you could invite friends over. And how much is Domino's pizza? Easily shareable. You guys could. Oh my gosh. One thing that I've always wanted to do with my girlfriends was vision boarding.
Right.
So I've seen like people buy like magazines.
Yeah. And they do a lot of collages and cutouts.
Yes.
I mean, that's another point though. Fun doesn't always have to be we're shouting, we're making noise. It can be directed towards our own personal goals.
Like it was such a beautiful. I know my elder sister did it. And she told me how it's like such a beautiful experience where, you know, you guys all put stuff that you are hoping to like achieve. And I mean, how much is magazine? Like we basically have stuff like that. So that's something that I've always wanted to do as well. So honestly, I feel like there are a lot of activities that don't break the bank, that can bring you like happiness and fulfillment.
That makes sense. I think it addresses a very common misconception about having fun, really, without even having to think about it.
Yeah.
Because everybody is always, oh, I'm tired. I want to flex. I want to go outside. But do we actually take time to, you know, do these things towards, you know, things that would benefit us? Do we do that?
Yeah.
I don't think that we do. And it doesn't have to be like we're going to restaurants or we're going to buy, you know, different things from different places, or we just want to take from money that we're already planning or saving towards something. We don't have to do that. Look at what you said. You can just like pick up old magazines that you have in your house. Right? Get a board when you're coming. It's even fun, you know, because you go out, you're shopping for markers, you're shopping for glue and stuff like that. And you're trying to paint a picture of how you want your life to be. That sounds like something I would like to do, actually. Okay. I think another misconception about having fun is most people just want to up and go, right? I'm going somewhere. Let's go, I beg. You know, you only live once. We never actually look at, but it's funny, right? Because when you want to buy a car, you look at your savings. When you want to like rent, you look at your savings. Yeah. When you want to take any major decision, you look at your savings. And having fun is basically, it's the same thing. Because you have to take from somewhere to have that fun. But we don't actively plan towards having fun.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, I think I've learned a lot from this conversation. Thank you so much, Busala. Thank you very much. It makes a lot of sense. Okay, so from our conversation, so I've learned a few things, and I'll just go over them, right? If you need to have fun, you can have fun like to any degree that you want, but it's best that you plan towards it. Yeah. The same way you take a chunk out of your pay to save, to invest, you should actually put money aside, you know, for having fun. It's more intentional that way. That's one. Second thing is you want to maybe look for things that are at your level. You can go to the beach, you can have friends over, or you can simply just get your friends to say, you know what, I don't have this much more, but I think that this is something that we can do. Maybe you guys come together, you bring this, I bring this, and then we can have fun together, right? There are free places. You don't necessarily always have to pay money to spend money to have fun. You can go to art galleries or shows that, you know, allow people to come see some, you know, art for free. Okay, so you've actually said a number of things that I've learned from. To recap, right? If you want to have fun, the same way that you plan towards saving and investing, having fun is something that you need to plan towards. So you need to take a chunk out of your money to say, I'm going to keep this money aside to for fun activity. The second thing is starting where you are. You know how much you earn and you know how much you can afford. Don't go doing exactly. You say you're outside, you have to throw money everywhere. You know what you earn and you know what can carry you. That's secondly. The other thing is to have fun with friends. A lot of times people want to have fun, but they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You guys come together and say, let's do this. It's easier on your pocket, it's easier on you all. And then the goal of it is usually achieved at the end of the day. You have fun. I think it's been amazing. Very, very educational. I mean, that's the reason why you manage money. All right. Thank you so much, Busala. It's been nice talking to you.
Thank you too.
Yeah. And cut.